Hi. I promised I would read my book that I wrote and illustrated during March's Reading Month, and I'm here to share with you. Before I do read the book that I was going to share about the little beaver, I just let you know that I have written 2 books. The first one is Trying My Best with Joy, Conversations with Grandma by Sedgwick. It's about a little girl, and she's in a school setting trying to make friends and has quite a few challenges, and it talks about what happened and how to respond and kind of prepare children in a school setting and different situations of what they may run up against and how they might choose to react and like I said, it's mainly in a school setting, elementary age. The other book I have written and illustrated is Little Beaver Learns That He is Special Too. And it's about a little beaver that loses his confidence. He wants to make friends, and all the other animals are different than him and can do things that he can't do. And how he does learn that although they can do things he cannot do, that he is also special. Both books are written and illustrated by me, and I set them up myself. I sent them to be published and did it in a way that they could be purchased for a very low price, and they're both available either from me or Amazon. You can buy them on Amazon, and I'll be glad to sign them. If you want to get in touch with me, I'll sign them whether you buy the book on Amazon or from me. But for now, I'd like to just read the book and let you enjoy it. I have read the book to a few classes at the elementary, but there's still quite a few people that haven't heard it, quite a few children. And so I am here to read it to you today. Little Beaver lived in the woods with many other animals. He loved to play, explore, and have fun. Sometimes he didn't want to play alone. He wanted to have friends and play with the other young animals. He continued exploring and saw Fawn. Little Beaver asked Fawn, "Would you like to play?" The young deer said, "Yes, come play tag with me." Fawn happily leaped over fallen trees and stumps. He reared and bucked, excited to play. Little Beaver tried to keep up, but struggled as he crawled over a big tree in his way. Fawn laughed and said, "You are too short and slow, and you would never keep up. Your teeth are as big as your legs." Little Beaver was discouraged, embarrassed, and lonely. He decided to go where Fawn could not see him. Fawn told Little Beaver he was sorry. Little Beaver was glad Fawn apologized, but wondered if he really was short, slow, and had big teeth. Little Beaver then saw Bunny. Bunny was short. Maybe Bunny would like to play. Little Beaver asked Bunny to play and was very happy when Bunny said yes. Immediately Bunny hopped very high over a log and yelled for Little Beaver to catch him. Little Beaver tried to keep up, but once again didn't come close to keeping up. Bunny laughed at Little Beaver and said, "You are too slow. You can't jump, and what do you do with your big teeth?" Bunny continued, "I use mine for carrots, but you have bigger teeth than me." Little Beaver didn't know why his teeth were so big. He didn't want a carrot, and he decided he didn't want to play with Bunny. Sadly, Little Beaver continued on, looking for an animal with smaller legs. Little Beaver then saw Little Eagle. Little Eagle had thin legs that didn't look very fast. Little Beaver asked Little Eagle if he would like to play. Little Eagle was happy to play. Little Eagle jumped and flew to a high tree branch. Little Beaver just looked up. He couldn't believe that Little Eagle was higher than Fawn and Bunny. Little Eagle laughed and said, "You would never catch me." Little Eagle told Little Beaver, "You have short legs and you need wings like I have." Little Beaver had a beak and couldn't imagine trying to eat with those big teeth in the way. Little Beaver felt so alone. He didn't understand why all the animals were so fast and could go so high. He couldn't do anything. No one would ever want to play with him. He then saw a little squirrel sitting with an acorn. Little Squirrel was small and couldn't fly. Maybe they could play. Little Squirrel said he would love to play. Little Squirrel ran up a tree, chattering away. He laughed as Little Beaver sat at the bottom of the tree looking up at him. Little Squirrel started chasing another squirrel. They both ran up and down the trees, jumping from tree branch to tree branch. Little Beaver sadly walked away. As he got close to the river, he heard a loud commotion. All the young animals were running for the river. They yelled to Little Beaver, "Run! There's a fire and we have to cross the river." All the animals got to the river and could see their parents on the other side. Their parents were yelling for them to come over to safety. The river had a fast current and they were afraid to go. Even Little Eagle was afraid. Little Eagle had just learned to fly. He was afraid he would fall in the strong current and drown. They all gathered at the edge of the river in terror as the fire came closer. Quickly, Little Beaver started chewing down tall trees near the riverbank. The trees fell over the river, hitting the other side. They made a bridge over the raging current. Little Beaver told the little animals to run on top of the fallen trees. He told them that the current couldn't reach them up there and they would be safe. All the young animals rushed to the bridge that Little Beaver made. Little Beaver hurried over when he saw that everyone was safe on the other side. Little Beaver then found his mother and wanted to go home. Little Beaver was happy that all the animals were safe, but he was still sad that he didn't have any friends. Poor Little Beaver. As Little Beaver talked to his mother, he heard what sounded like his name being yelled. It sounded like the animals were shouting to him. He turned around. He couldn't believe it. They were yelling, "Yay for Little Beaver! Little Beaver saved all the young animals from the fire. Yay for Little Beaver!" Little Beaver stood in awe with his eyes wide. Slowly a grin came across his face. All the animals thought he was a hero and wanted to be friends. From that day on, all the animals were kind to each other. They never teased each other again for being different. All the animals learned a very important lesson that day. They learned that each animal is very special in its own way. All the young animals had special things they could do. And of course, we all know the very special thing that Little Beaver could do. Be strong, be confident, be you. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope that you also remember to be strong and confident and to be yourself, and not to compare yourself to others, that we all have special things we can do. This book's available also with the free Amazon app to download off from the Amazon site. And if by some chance you have a book that you've written, or you want to help your students or children get something published and only want a couple copies or something like that, contact me. And I have a lot of time I've put into getting my books published without having to spend a lot of money, and maybe I can help you out. And it wouldn't be a charge. I'm just, trying to save you all the time I put in. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you stay healthy, and I hope you enjoy the story. Thanks.